Morning, even afternoon, we got a banger for you today, baby. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to anyone that's watching this, from my family to yours. What we got for you here is me kind of talking about Christmas traditions in my household. Christmas was a huge deal for me growing up. I don't know about some of y'all. The holiday season this time of year is always very special to me, and I just kind of wanted to talk about some memories that I had, and on top of that, be sure to wish y'all a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. I hope you have a safe one. Be sure to spend some time with family today. If you enjoyed this, drop a like, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you're not yet, but most importantly, be sure to tell somebody you love them. All right, I'll catch you in the next one. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you guys seriously have a great holiday. And if I don't see you, I'll be back Monday. All right, but either way, if you're watching this later or you're watching this right now, Merry Chrysler. So I'm excited. We got some family that we're going to spend some time with. I love, I don't know about you all, chat, but Christmas for me growing up was a very important and a very big holiday. What I mean by that is my family was they got amped around Christmas. I don't know if any of you, there might be some people, whatever you celebrate, whatever that might be during the holiday season, around this time of year, some families, I feel like it's kind of a 50-50. Like some families are like hardcore, all in, and some families are a little more lax about it. My family was all in on Christmas. Like when I say that, I mean after Thanksgiving, specifically after Thanksgiving. I've kind of changed this in my old age, but now I put the Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. But my dad, like after Thanksgiving, we'd go get the Christmas tree. We would put the Christmas tree up. We would do Christmas carols, hot cocoa, this whole thing, man. But it's like there were so many traditions that I think about with my family with Christmas. I would always Christmas Eve go over to my aunt and uncle's. I would see my cousins. We would go to church on Christmas Eve, the candlelight service. Then we would go to my cousins and we would open the presents with our aunt, uncle, and cousins. And I personally, I don't know about you, chat, I was always a Call of Duty Christmas kid. So every Christmas Eve, I would get the new Call of Duty. That was kind of the big thing for me. And I would take it and I would go home and I would play all night without any repercussion either. Like my dad was cool with it. My mom was cool with it. I could play video games and I could play Call of Duty all night. It was one of my favorite things to do, literally. I was definitely a Christmas noob on Christmas Day, but dude, there's just like, when I think of this time of year, Christmas for me, it makes me really, I don't want to use the word sentimental because that's not the word I'm looking for, but it makes me, I always try to slow down around Christmas and really appreciate the time that I'm spending with everybody. You know what I mean? It's a big deal in our family. I'm excited to spend the next couple days with some in-laws and some family members. And, my ma, God rest her soul. My mom, she was a very crafty sort of a woman. My mom was, and around Christmas time specifically, she would go hardcore on like gingerbread houses. I don't know if any of you have any kind of, like, some people's families might be in this same kind of boat. My mom, bro, she would go ham when it came to gingerbread houses. And what I mean by that, I'm not even saying like she would like just make one. Like she would make her own gingerbread structures. You know what I'm saying? You know how you can buy like a preset gingerbread house? I'm sure a lot of you know that now. My ma would make her own gingerbread recipe, like create it and like lay it all out in the different sections that she needs for the houses that she was making. And she would, and not only that, bro, it gets better. My mom, I'll never forget one year, my ma entered a gingerbread house competition in the state of New York. She did. This is how hardcore she went. And she was like a top 10 contestant or something like that. in like the state of New York for her gingerbread house she made. And I vividly remember this when I was a kid. I was like 8, and we went downtown somewhere. I have no idea where exactly. And her gingerbread house was in like this gallery, if you will. And like everyone was walking around and voting on which gingerbread house they liked the best. I don't know if things like this still exist, but I can tell you that my mom was like entered into one. Like that's how good she was at it. And she didn't win because there were some incredible gingerbread houses. She did not win, but bro, my mom went so hard around this time of year with gingerbread houses and stuff like that. She was like a top 10 candidate in like, I think it was New York. It could have just been Syracuse. I don't fully know. I was a kid, but I remember like we got all dressed up and we went down to this like art gallery where my mom's gingerbread house was. And I would personally just, here's what she would do with me. I would always sit there and watch her do it. You know what I'm saying? I would sit there and watch her make the gingerbread house, but she would always just kind of give me my own little, you call it the Timmy tray. And basically what that was she had her whole thing where she was like really decorating well and like trying to make it very meticulous and make it look incredible. And then you had me, and I would just kind of, you know, break my gingerbread house and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it really, you know, around this time of year specifically as well, you know, if you've ever, and I'm sure chat, if you've ever lost somebody, you know, you think about the people that you lost, and especially around the time that they were very, what's the word I would look for? Very lively, I guess is a good way to say it. And a lot of you know my mom passed when I was 15, so it's been a very long time now. But around this time of year, like we still try to carry on her tradition, even though I am so bad at making gingerbread houses, right? We make gingerbread houses, like Alexis goes out, we do the pre-made kits because I mean, I'm not trying to make my own, but we get our own little gingerbread houses and we make them every year with Brew now too. You know what I mean? Trying to carry on the legacy. And Brew does love it. Brew's starting to really get to an age where he's very attentive to stuff, and like he's figuring out Santa Claus, he's figuring out Christmas, he's figuring out presents. And you know, Christmas is always just a special thing for like me and my family. And a lot of you, I'm the only reason I'm saying all this, I don't know how I got on this tangent right out the gate. I think it was because I saw some people say like PTO approved. Like, obviously I'm taking a couple days here, right? It's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that is a good amount of time for me to be like, hey, I'm going to step away for a little while. But Christmas tradition for my family was a really big deal. It was. And it was like growing up, it was my favorite time of year, you know? And I'm sure a lot of you probably have a similar, maybe you don't, but some people might have a similar experience where it's like, my birthday didn't really excite me that much. There was something magical about the time around Christmas that, like, specifically in our household, that everyone was just tuned in and tuned up. We would always sit there and after Christmas Eve, we would come home and we would put on the original Rudolph. Is that the name of it? That claymation one, chat? Like, we'd always put that would always be on the TV in the VCR. Some of you probably don't even know what that is. And we would open a couple more presents before we went to bed. It was always like socks and underwear. And then we'd go to bed and wake up the next day. I'd wake up at like 5 a.m. and be like, come on, time to get up. Let's open up some presents. But yeah, Christmas, man, I listen, I have some of the fondest memories that I think I can really remember from Christmas holiday. And there's something just so magical about it. And sincerely, from my family to you all, regardless of what you celebrate, all right? If it ain't Christmas, that's okay too. But I hope you all have a happy holiday season. I hope it's spent with, you know, friends and family. And it's one of those things where you really cherish the time you got with people. You know what I'm saying? Cherish those times, man. And have fun, have some eggnog. I know if eggnog's like a 50-50 on whether or not people like it. I'm a eggnog fan personally. I know some people actually I would say for every like 10 people I talk to, I would say probably 7 to 8 of them hate eggnog. I'm kind of like I'm on like this island by myself where I love eggnog. Anyone here? You guys like eggnog, bro? I feel like it's underappreciated around this time of year. I really do. I feel like and now that I'm older too, you put a little rum in it and stuff like that, it's lit. A little bit, just a little. Just a little, not a lot. But anywho, I've never done Fireball in my eggnog, and I don't think I ever will. I'm not a Fireball. I can't, man. Fireball? That sounds awful. If I'm completely honest with you, that sounds terrible. I'd much rather do like a little spiced rum or something like that. But like, I think part of the problem is, bro, I got torched on Fireball when I was like in college, and ever since that, I don't mess around with it. I just personally, but you know. But anywho, Christmas is a special time of year for me, man. And yeah, I'm gonna take a couple days here, spend some time with family, but I really do hope you all have a great holiday season. If you're younger and you asked for a bunch of stuff, I hope you get what you want. I do. Because you know, growing up, there were a couple things that I didn't get when I was for Christmas, dude. I asked my dad when I was like 4 or 5. I asked my dad like every year. You guys remember those little electric cars? Now I'm not talking about Tesla. I'm talking about, you guys know what I'm talking about? The little, oh, how the heck am I blanking on the name of this, dude? Can someone help me? The, Power Wheels. That's exactly what I'm thinking of, bro. Power Wheels. Dude, I asked my dad, like, I don't know if I didn't make myself clear enough, but I wanted Power Wheels, like, growing up, and I never got it, ever, my whole life. And I got some great stuff. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat, but it's like, when I was a kid, I was like, dude, I want Power Wheels. All my friends had Power Wheels. And maybe I was too heavy and I was just too fat and my dad didn't want to tell me that, but like, I never got Power Wheels. I do remember there's a couple presents that I can still remember getting on Christmas Day that really stand out to me. One, I don't know why this is so ingrained in my head. One was a Ninja Turtle town. And what it was like all the Ninja Turtles, and there was a slime bucket on the top, and you could like play with them all down low, and you were fighting, like, I think it was Shredder or whatever, and you're like fighting, and then there was like this almost like I don't even know what it was, but it was like a slime that basically it's like it was kind of, do you guys, anyone remember that? It's gonna be really weird if someone remembers that, but like I had that, and I literally got that when I was like 5. I was like 5 years old, but for some reason I was looking at that, I was like, dude, this is the best present I'm ever gonna get for Christmas. And my brain, like, I ingrained it, and I remembered it. And it's like the ooze, right? It was the ooze on top, and it was in like this bucket. And I have no idea why. I'm like, I can vividly remember that Christmas morning. Like it was yesterday. I can like picture me opening it and be like, no way. And like trying to set it all up and stuff like that. Side note, by the way, now that I'm a parent, okay, now that I have a son and it's around Christmas time, I want to give a special shout out to all of the parents out there that I'm sure a lot of you wrap your own presents. I personally do not. My wife does. Big round of applause for Alexis. If I'm completely honest with you, chat, I'm going to be fully transparent here. I don't even know what I got some people. Sometimes when they're opening presents in front of me, it's also a surprise to me. So big shout out to my better half, Alexis, for doing all that, because it would never get done without her. And then for 2, I have a big shout out. I'm sure there's other relationships that are like the same way as me and Alexis, bro, but it's like, I have no idea what I bought people. I have no clue. And it's like, they're opening, they're like, oh my God. It's a new iPad mini. I'm like, whoa, congrats. They're like, thanks, Tim. I'm like, sure, man. But I want to give a special shout out to parents out there that are setting up the toys before Christmas Day. And what I mean by that is my son, we just got him Paw Patrol Village. Okay. Brew loves Paw Patrol. And it was like this little thing called like a Paw Patrol Village, and there's like a train that runs through it. It took me 3 hours. It took me 3 hours to do that. I don't know if I should be embarrassed by that, but it took me 3 hours to craft and create this Paw Patrol train. And you know what the funniest part was? Is the part that probably took me some of the longest was setting up the actual train track. It's like I got stun locked. I'm literally, there was like not even a ton of pieces, bro. There was probably like 15 pieces, literally. And I'm sitting there, and it took me probably 45 minutes to get the because there was no instruction. First, I don't know why they did this. There was instructions for like screwing in and setting up the actual physical thing. But then when it came to the actual train set, they were like, figure it out. And I'm sitting there, bro, it took me like 45 minutes for me to like create and connect the train. It really did. And I really did that. Tim, Santa sets up toys, not mom and dad. Obviously, guys, there's presents from Santa as well. Of course, everyone out there, right? Obviously, you have the presents from Santa, and Santa might set them up and kind of, you know, have them ready for you all. But, you know, sometimes we have a present from mom and dad as well. And one that we gave my son was from mom and dad. Santa, obviously, you know, I haven't talked to Santa yet this year. And I'm not too sure what he is going to bring. But I bet it doesn't take Santa 3 hours to set up Paw Patrol Village. Well, actually, it might. He's probably sitting there ripping Marlboro Reds, trying to figure it out too. So, dude, it really did take me, like, me personally, it took me like 3 hours, dude, literally to set up Paw Patrol Village. And that's kind of embarrassing. I don't think I want to admit that, but it really did. But anywho, big shout out to parents out there that are setting up like toys and stuff for their kids, man, because as a parent, I'm gonna be honest, man. When these little things say some assembly required, that's bait. That's clickbait. That's clickbait. It is. You know how you guys always say YouTubers clickbait and stuff like that? Well, all these little toy companies also clickbait, bro. Because this thing said some assembly required. I swear to God, I had to screw in 70 screws. I swear. 70, bro. Not only that, I had a drill. I'm sitting there, and dude, okay. There was this one part. I'm gonna talk about this one part. They had like an elevator in the Paw Patrol Village. There's like this little elevator that you can crank, and it moves up and down. But instead of like setting up the elevator beforehand and you kind of just connecting it to the top, I had to create the elevator. I had the base. I had 4 individual wood circles, tubes, and then I had to screw the base into the tube. And I'm not very handy, but I'm trying to drill it, and the tube is spinning in my hand. And I'm kind of like, why are you spinning? So I had to grip this little tube as hard as I can, and I'm drilling it. And it's like burning my hand, bro, literally. Now, to be fair, I'm pretty stupid, but this is how I did it. That's how I got it done. So each tube, right? And that took probably 10 to 15 minutes. And then I flipped it around, and then you had to do the top end. And it, like, dude, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, why didn't they just build this beforehand and just let me like clip it into the top? Anywho, I'm venting now, but regardless, shout out to the parents that are setting up the kids' toys this year, along with Santa Claus, I'm sure. I'm going to sum everything up here. All right. Happy holidays from my family to yours. I had some great memories growing up. Create some great memories of your own. All right, man. And I seriously hope you have fun spending time with family, friends on the day, whether, whatever you're celebrating. And I hope it's a good holiday season for all of y'all out there. Okay. All right. God bless everyone. Tiny Tim.